washer, the dryer, the refrigerator.
Oh yeah, and the refrigerator. It's like I was like, why do you need the refrigerator? What, Michaela? Go play with your sissy.
Yeah.
But I was like, why do you need the refrigerator? And he's like, oh well, I ended up trading the refrigerator for the TV. I was like, why do you need the TV? What are your kids watching? How are they going to play their games, watch TV, or do anything?
He don't
He
care.
kept saying, oh, fuck her. And I was like, it's not about her. It's about your kids.
Right.
But, yeah, he was like, well, not wanting to let the refrigerator go. I was like, how are they supposed to have food, milk, for cereal, anything?
In the middle of winter. And the thing is, he knew that my car was out of gas from going back and forth to the refrigerator. And so if he kept calling him to see if she'd come get her to take her to get something to eat, and all he did was say, if your mom can't fucking feed you, then you shouldn't fucking live with her. And he just hang up on her.
Yes, I was there. I was with him. When he was doing that. And I was like, are you serious? I said, Rusty, if nothing else, why don't you just go by McDonald's and take them some food?
Yeah, they were really sick over Christmas break. He has no idea how sick they were. All they had was ramen noodles to the degree where Preston was dry heaving and throwing noodles up in his mouth and wouldn't even eat. They just
And we had a
slept.
bad Christmas day. My ex called me at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was supposed to have my kids that morning. And like, oh, can you bring Michaela to me? I was like, no, 7 o'clock in the morning. We haven't even opened presents yet. So he insisted. So I went and met him. Then the freaking stove at my house broke. I had a horrible day. Oh, and that was whenever I was yelling at you in my yard because I came home with Amy and Rusty just got off the phone bitching about something, and I was like, okay, you know what? I had a horrible Christmas morning. I'm sorry. I went off.
Yeah, it's because Preston wanted me to go get him. And Rusty wasn't having it.
No, he said that I'm not letting her have the kids right now. It's Christmas Day. Their presents are opened. I had to let my kid open her present in 5 minutes and go meet her dad.
Yeah, well, I didn't even have Christmas for him. It wasn't that. It was just Preston wanted picked up. He didn't want to be there.
Yeah. And plus, he kept trying to, like, when we went shopping, he was trying to get Sophie a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, what about Preston? Preston, hello, what about Preston? He's like, oh, Preston doesn't really like toys and stuff anymore. I'm like, so get him some games. Get him something he wants for Christmas. So I got him a cheap, shitty iPod that's old as dirt.
Yeah.
And Sophie the good one, trying to get Sophie all this good stuff, and I was like, you got enough stuff for Sophie. And in fact, I didn't even, when we went wrapping presents, I was like, you know, you got her 5 extra items, and I'm sorry, I'm not letting her have that much more stuff than Preston.
Yeah. You know, he told the kids that he told Preston and Sophie that Santa Claus didn't go to your house for them because they have bad grades. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, they don't have bad grades. He has no clue. He doesn't know anything about these kids.
That's another thing. I told him, I was like, how are your kids doing in school? Oh, they're good. I was like, okay, well, do you talk to the teachers regularly? No. And I was like, well, you need to. And then last week, he said something about giving a bad grade. I was like, well, how is her grade getting bad when you say you keep calling the school and checking on her? He's like, oh, I just talked to the teacher. I was like, what's the problem? He's like, oh, she's not paying attention.
All right. Yeah, that's why he wanted joint custody so he could go to their parent-teacher conferences, which he don't go to.
Yeah,
It's just control.
He's not very into it with the kids. I can tell that.
Yeah, he never has
like
been.
everybody telling me, you know, what kind of guy is, you know, going to treat their own kids like that and want to be with you? How can you be with someone like that? I'm like, you know, I'm trying. I try to give him the great attention. He just doesn't seem to want to.
Yeah.
Really.
That's how he's always been.
Over the weekend, he kept sending Sophie and Preston back to the camper, back off to this and that. And I'm like, why don't you do something with them? Let them help you do something. I'll let my kid help me paint.
You know, he's court ordered not to drink or have alcohol around them when he has them.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, it's court ordered.
Why does he have a history or something?
Yeah, just like he rolled a truck with Preston in it once when he was a baby because he was drunk. Because I went to work. I wouldn't stay home from work. And then he has he's a drunk and he don't pay attention. Like Preston flipped his four-wheeler last summer in the ravines and Rusty just cussed him out and came back to the trailer and left him out there.
No, it's all right. He poured it out of there.
It's just, I don't know, just like drinking and driving with him. And he has road rage really bad. I mean, we've been on the river in people's pastures just fucking hauling ass in the dark, fucking scary because a tree scratched his truck.
He doesn't even know where he's going. He's like, you're hauling ass right now, and we're on a dirt road. You don't know if this road's going to come to a T.
Yeah.
Or he's just really inconsiderate. Like, people people at the store like, hey, or how are you today? He doesn't say anything. Or have a nice day. He doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
He's just rude like that. And people on the road, yesterday we were driving and I was like, you just cut that person off. He's like, well, my truck is bigger. I was like, this is Walmart. You have to yield. That's what you do in Walmart doors. You don't just go.
Yeah.
So, and then we were walking up from the truck and I was like, see, that car stops for us, Rusty. See how that works? He's like, I don't give a shit. I'm like, wow, that's really selfish.
Yeah. Take his Xanax if you ever go to Dallas with him, because it's fucking scary being in the car.
I freaking told him, I was like, we had to go to see his mom or something to get some furniture for whatever. And I was like, we're pulling a U-Haul back. I better be passed out on the way back because you drive like shit.
Yeah.
You're so inconsiderate.
Plus, he needs that 6-point beer for the trip back.
Yeah, surprisingly, he didn't have money for that. I was so grateful. And his freaking mom, she's something else.
Yeah, and then some. Yeah, I think she's the reason he's in that.
Yes, I would agree with that. I definitely would agree with that. She's something else.
Yeah, she's the one that had him institutionalized twice.
I don't know. She seems like she's on all kinds of pain meds.
She's on all kinds of everything.
It was crazy. It was a weird weekend, I'll say that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to have to get drunk to drive home to pass out so I can be comfortable. And I did, too. I was like, okay, I'm drinking. I'm not getting on an interstate with you pulling a U-Haul the way you drive, so inconsiderate to people. Anybody else but you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, other than that, we get along, like, all right. He's kind of ass-kissy.
Right. That's because you're in the honeymoon stage. It'll go away, unfortunately.
But he has made it very clear, though, that he does not like chubby chicks, and I'm a chubby chick. He has made it clear several times that he likes skinny chicks.
What? Tara was fat as hell, and he had her in the camper, staying the night with my kids there, and you guys were dating then.
No, we were broke up then.
Oh.
Actually, he did that because the night before, he had done something that really pissed me off, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just not be together because I don't even want to get into a big fight. Let's just call it off right now. And then I went and did my thing for the weekend, which was hanging out with my ex, my baby's dad. I went and stayed the night with my daughter, my 2-year-old, at my ex's house.
Right.
And my ex, got a hold of my phone and started texting Rusty, telling him, oh, yeah, you may have been with her yesterday, but she's here today. And Rusty was like, you know what, fuck you. And then the next night, he was with that Tara girl.
Yeah, she's nasty. Nasty.
I saw a picture. She is.
Yeah.
Jason Harmon, whatever I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Jason and Kim.
Yeah.
They came over and he was showing Jason a picture of his chick's tits, and I was like, no, we went to their house. My mistake. They came to my house once. We went to their house, and and he's like, look at this picture on my phone. He showed Jason some tits, and I was like, what the fuck? He's like, do you remember Tara? That's her tits. And I was like, Rusty, I'm ready to go home now because I don't want to be here right now. And then we were in the truck, and I was like, you can't sit with a girl and then show some dude that she just met another chick's tits on your phone.
Yeah.
And expect me to be okay with that. That's not cool. It's inconsiderate.
And
then a month later, he's with her.
Yeah, he's really weird with sex, too. It's really fucking weird. Like, the last time I fucked him, he shoved the neck of a whiskey bottle up his ass and screamed like a little bitch, and then started fucking himself in the ass with the handle of his toothbrush.
He fucking wanted me to choke him.
Wow.
Oh. I was like, seriously? And then he told me he had a nail in his hand one day. He was poking his inner arm with it, and he's like, oh, it feels so good. I was like, are you serious?
Wow.
Poking yourself with a nail, and you say it feels good? I was like, wow. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, to show a dude that I just met you introduced me as your girlfriend, and then you show the dude some other chick's tits. Really?
Yeah.
That's just wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know what to think about him. I'm going to be honest. I feel some care for him so far, but I'm kind of like walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
But I've made it very clear that he has no right to get mad at me for anything because I'm a feisty fucking person. I have a really bad anger problem, and I have let him know. I'm like, okay, if you want to fight with me, let's get it on. When my kids go to sleep, we'll take it outside. We're not going to physically fight, but my God, we're going to get this out with words.
Be careful because he ain't afraid to hit a woman.
He doesn't want any part of that. Well, he better be a fucking afraid because my ex is on it. He already showed Rusty what it was about once before.
Right.
And I could tell he wasn't afraid. He jumped right on top of me. He was going to do something.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, I've been body
Yeah.
slammed. I've been kicked like 100 times while I was rolled up in a ball in front of Preston. He's picked me up by my head and thrown me across the yard. All kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, one thing he was getting on to Sophie for not brushing her hair, but he like got way too mean too fast. And I was like, damn, she just needs to brush her hair. You don't need to scream at her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
What's wrong with you? It's not like she just shot somebody or broke
yeah.
glass everywhere intentionally.
Yeah. No,
Just
that's
wanted to
how
brush
he
her
is
hair.
with them. That's why they won't live with him. They'd rather be poor as fuck with me than to go deal with him.
Mhm. All I know is like it is the first beginning relationship thing, and I understand all that. But I hope it doesn't change. I mean, honestly though, he doesn't. He needs somebody to push him more towards doing stuff with his kids, anyways.
Yeah. Oh, he
He can't
won't.
just live alone.
He won't. We tried that forever and he wouldn't. Sophie used to like go to church right next door and he wouldn't even go to her like recitals and stuff. He'd just rather sit at home and get drunk. He's
Wow.
never been camping with
That's one thing is
Preston.
like I'm not their mother, and I make that clear to him. I'm like, I'm not gonna be the one that does everything with them on the weekends because these are Macy's kids and your kids. Okay, you need to take care of your kids. When they're with her, she takes care of her kids. When they're here, don't go in the room thinking to sit on your ass and do nothing with the kids because they're not here full time. You don't see them all the time, and I'm not gonna be the one here cleaning up after your kids when you're the one to spend time with them. I was
Yeah.
like, I'll clean the house, that's all fine and dandy, but when it comes down to being a mom, I'm not going to act like I'm their mother. I'm going to be here as the housekeeper or whatever and treat them good, and you need to step up as dad and be like, it's time to take a shower, get their clothes out, whatever you have to do. But don't put that off on me. I told him, I was like, that's not my responsibility.
Yeah.
100%. It's just not.
That's another one of
You're a dad.
Preston's problems is he feels like he's just ignored. I mean, the only thing in Rusty's benefit is moving back into that trailer. That's the only reason Preston's going to go round him is so he can ride his four-wheeler.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That is sad.
Yeah.
I know he didn't see Preston for like 2 months, it seemed like.
It was 3. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
And then we were having my birthday party last weekend. Yeah, last weekend, and he was having the kids, and I was like, well, we can have the birthday party outside, that's all fine. And he's like, oh, no, let's do it over here. And I was like, well, the kids are at the camper. And then he's like, I'll come over every little bit. And he came over, he was sitting here for like an hour, and I was like, your kids are sitting there by themselves? I understand Preston's 12, that's fine. But you can't expect him to watch Sophie because she's big enough to get into stuff and fight him and say no.
Yeah.
So I was like, you need to check on him. And then they were calling, and he was like, oh, kids are bitching, they're going to call their mom to have to come get him. I was like, if I was his kids, I would too. I'm not going to sit over there by myself like that.
Yeah.
You can't do that to kids.
I can't go get him. I'll go to jail because of his bogus fucking protective order.
Oh, yeah, because you're so much bigger than he is.
Yeah, because
You're a very big threat to him.
I am.
He feels that way. He really does.
That's
I think
retarded.
it's funny. I'm like, that's fucked up that you do that.
Yeah, it's his
Because that means
choice.
that she can't even just come by work and let the kids say hi or anything like that.
Yeah. Well,
That's what that does.
they
Come
go.
by and like, I need money for a field trip or anything. They can't just do that.
Well, they do, and then he'll tell him he'll buy shit, and then he don't at the last minute, and I have to pull it out of my ass. Like Preston needed wrestling shoes, and Rusty was going to pay for his wrestling shoes and pay for wrestling. The night before wrestling, he told Preston he wasn't going to pay for that shit.